In this video, I'm going to share with you the basics of marketing embodiment. First of all, notice what happens in your body when I say the word marketing. You want to say it out loud. When you're watching this, you might have an experience. You could equally say the word sales or the word money. Again, say them out loud. Listen to me. Notice what happens in your body. Often, students have a negative, adversive or fight-flight response to these words. I've noticed a lot of my students much better at embodiment. They are at selling embodiment. And all our courses, we've ended up doing a little module, EYP and EFC particularly, on how to sell embodiment. And we found the students often find this very helpful. I actually had standing ovations a few times actually, which shocked me the first few times it happened. And I realized there was this necessary set of skills that people needed in order to get what they love to people to help them. That, by the way, is what real, authentic, or as I sometimes call it, Jedi marketing is, okay? It's letting people know that you can help them with something. Assuming you're not lying, and we'll separate these two things out. So, it's like, I've got a sandwich. Are you hungry? Sandwiches stop hunger. That's marketing. Letting people know you can genuinely meet their needs. We need to differentiate this, I would say, from inauthentic marketing, bullshit marketing. I sometimes call it Sith marketing. So the Sith, I can't actually speak today. The Sith are the bad guys from Star Wars. If you don't know this, educate yourself. So it just means that there's two ways of looking at marketing, and separating these out can really help you. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of people manipulating imagery. You know, I'm tired of people telling me I have needs that I don't. When I see that sort of shit, I just think, oh, fuck off. You know, I see the average advert, I just want to spit on it. So I really want to differentiate what I'm doing from that, because otherwise I'm not going to put any energy into it. And my students find this very, very helpful to make this differentiation for themselves so they can really put their heart and energy into marketing without feeling sleazy. So true marketing, or Jedi marketing, or authentic marketing, is letting people know that you can genuinely meet their needs from a confident, integrous point of view. Like, how do I know sandwiches can stop you being hungry? Well, because, you know, I've eaten a bunch of sandwiches, right? It works. How do I know that EFC, for example, could really help, I don't know, coaches work better with the body? Because I've seen it. I've seen it over the years. So it's not weird or hard for me to sell that. Yeah, so I want to totally reframe your way of thinking about marketing. Rather than think of it as something as a necessary evil, seeing it as a couple of things. One, a good thing. A beautiful thing, a moral thing. Secondly, seeing it as in itself an embodied practice, a personal practice in itself, in addition to the fact that it's a good thing. So I would go this far. Marketing is love. Outrageous claim. Why would I say that? Well, if someone's hungry and you feed them, what would you call that? I would call that an expression of love. Yeah, if someone needs something and you help them get it, that's loving. Letting people know you can help them, you can look after them, you can meet their needs is a good thing. In fact, just think of the opposite. Imagine you were hungry and I had a sandwich and I was hiding the sandwich. Or I was like, oh, I'm too embarrassed to tell him I have a sandwich, because what if he thinks that I'm like egoic or something if I tell him I have a sandwich? Fuck all that. Actually, like, I'd put it this way. Who do you think you are not to market? Okay? The arrogance, the absolute arrogance of not offering something of value to people when you know it's of value. So I'm assuming you have some basic confidence in what you do. If you don't, give it away until you do. Give it away until people tell you, this is amazing. I want more of this. They keep coming back. They tell you it's great. Or talk to your clients if you want more confidence. Why do you keep coming to my yoga class? Because it's amazing. Yeah. Okay. People invest their time and money in you, then it must be good. Believe them, not your fucking ego. Yeah. Not that little voice of doubt. So being confident in what you're doing, realizing that it can help people, getting reassurance or getting to a skill level until you come with integrity and confidence, actually say that this is worth buying. Yeah, and I know that from the feedback I have from others. They're right, not you. The voice of doubt in your head is irrelevant. This is capitalism. What matters is the market. If people in the market invest their time and their money, with volunteering stuff, by the way, counts just the same. All right, then you still have to sell to people if they're going to turn up and, I don't know, teenagers come to your youth club or whatever. They're still investing their time and energy. Same principles, okay? All right, so if you can do that, you're helping people. And actually, it's incredibly selfish to not market. Why? Because people aren't getting their needs met, or someone else that's out there who's a fucking shyster, you're actually allowing to do that. If you're not at least as good as the marketing as the people that are selling shit, that are lying, that aren't meeting genuine needs, then you're letting them do that. And actually, if you're both good at marketing and you're the real deal, you'll be out competing them, so you don't have to worry. So you don't need to be like a marketing genius. You just need some basic competence. People often say to me, Mark, you're a marketing genius. That's bullshit. I'm like the one-eyed man in the land of the blind. Like, I'm like basically competent. I've never been to school to this stuff. I've never studied it. What has helped me is a few embodied factors though, which we'll come back to that. All right, so your basic frame, you need to change your mindset. That's the first thing. Your frame of marketing. Marketing is love. Marketing is meeting needs. Marketing as actually the kindest thing to do, and the absolute arrogance of thinking you're above it or you're allowed to be shit at it. You know, if what it takes is for you to help more people in the world is for you to spend a couple of hours a week learning marketing. If you spent 2 hours a week reading marketing books and watching marketing videos, you'd be bloody good pretty quick. You know, is that a big investment? I mean, just another perspective is just grow the fuck up. Like the arrogance of thinking that you could not learn this stuff in the real world. It's like, you know, you're driving around and you don't have driving lessons. It's like, learn to drive, you know, learn the basics, yeah? Okay, and one of my students said, Mark, what I learned about marketing from you was to do some. I thought that was brilliant, okay? It's like, yes, you now do 5 hours of marketing a week. Good, welcome to the grown-up world. All right, so marketing. Also, it doesn't have to be not fun. Marketing for me is play. Marketing for me is creativity. I like making videos, so that's one of the things I use for marketing, actually. I like making funny Facebook posts. I like taking cool pictures when I'm in New York or whatever. I like talking shit. I like interviewing interesting people for my podcast, so it can be play, all right? But a little bit of structure, a little bit of theory. What is marketing? Marketing is explaining the benefits you give to particular groups of people, usually to solve certain problems. So let's go through that in a very simple form. What, who, and where, and get to how maybe. So what are the benefits you offer? This is not always immediately obvious. You know, like for example, in a yoga class, what do people come for exactly? It might not be what you think. You should ask people what do they get from it. And the real what you're providing might not be obvious. So for example, let's say you help, I don't know, an example I once heard, I think from Tad Hargraves, was a sort of coach who helps parents get their kids to bed. Okay, so what's the real benefit there? Is it the kid in bed, or is it the fact you get to have dinner with your partner? Is it the fact that you get to have a glass of wine and watch Game of Thrones? Is it the fact that you actually get a sex life again? Yeah, so like what is the actual benefit there? Not immediately obvious, and is always usually an emotional thing as well. Who? So this is definitely one I've got from Tad Hargraves. He has a thing called Marketing for Hippies that I highly recommend. Niching. So the idea of, you know, who's your coaching for? And someone will say, everyone. And that means nobody, yeah? Niching is really important. Niching helps you get really good at working with a particular group of people and helps people realize you're speaking to them. So Embodied Yoga Principles, for example, is not for everyone. If you're like a fitness yogi or a new age yogi, you're gonna hate it. That's good. I wanna put those people off. Marketing is about turning people off as much as it is about turning people on. Knowing who you're serving, who are your target group, you know, even if it's like English speakers, that helps, geographical location, particular kind of person. It can be a little bit abstract, it can be very specific. It could be mums in the Brighton and Hove area between the ages of 30 and 40 who like chocolate. You know, it can be a specific thing, yeah? Knowing who your niche is really helpful, your specific offer for that niche. Now comes the last part, the easy part now. Where are they? Do they read magazines? Do they hang out in a certain place? Are they on certain websites? You know, when I started working with yoga people, they're on Instagram, for example. Yoga people like Instagram. So the where, and that enables you to know what your marketing spend is going to be or where you spend your time and energy, is very helpful. And the second factor there again is just what you enjoy. So I enjoy certain things that you might not. Some people like Twitter, some people don't. Some people like to write blogs. Some people would hate to write blogs. Different ways of getting to people. Key thing, next concept here is a relationship funnel, marketing funnel. Sometimes called a sales funnel. I like trust funnel. The idea here is you're making strangers interested, making interested people buy, and making people that buy more, of course, if that's going to benefit them. At every stage, you're trying to take people out. Okay, you're trying to filter for the right people who will love what you do and who will be a good fit. Like maybe you've seen the video that I've done that sometimes gets shown before EFC. It's like me trying to, it's like a warning video. It's me trying to put people off. The reason we do that is for their benefit, but also for mine. Yeah, I want the customers that are going to love it, that are going to be the best people for me to work with, that are going to tell all their friends and word of mouth spreads. You can have archetypes for those kind of people. They call them avatars in marketing. We say we want more of that kind of person. You can sort of think, and it might be idealized, or it might be an actual person you know, or a combination of customers, for example. What do those customers look like? Building relationship with them. So maybe a classic example, we had an EFC student that said, I saw one of your YouTube videos and then I bought an online thing for $10. And then I went to a training in the Netherlands and that cost me like €100. And then I came to EFC. And we might even then upsell or cross-sell from EFC to other things. If it's like she's a potential candidate for another course, or, if not, that's fine too. So we're filtering at each point, and there's an increasing trust. So if you're good at relationships, you're good at marketing. Marketing is all about increasing relationships, building trust, building intimacy. You can think of marketing as a romance, if you will. First date, second date, third date, not trying to shag everyone on the first date. You can think of that romance of increasing connection, increasing intimacy, getting to know people, offering value before you try and sell. This is why I like the freemium model. People listen to the podcast and then maybe a year or 2 years later, they might end up coming to a course. And if they don't, that's okay too. I'm still giving with that spirit of generosity. Marketing, paradoxically, is about giving away and generosity and non-attachment. The people that I know are most successful are actually normally the ones who are very generous in giving their stuff away, putting their stuff out there. So increasing building relationship. You start to see here how some of the sort of, we might think of in embodied or even spiritual skills are at play. Like, how do you know what language your client speaks? Well, you listen. How do you know what your clients need? Because you have to speak in their words, right? You don't want to offer something in your words, but theirs. How do you hear their needs? How do you kind of hear what they might not know is a need yet, but could be? Yeah, listening, empathy. Marketing is all about seeing things from the other point of view. Like just yesterday, I was sitting down with my web designer for the EYP site, and we're going, okay, if I'm a yoga teacher, what might I be lacking that this could provide? And we're getting into the emotional state of how they might be, like the annoyance with body beautiful Instagram, and actually really getting a felt sense of that. And that enabled us to then actually write some copy. Copy just means words that do something on the website, which was going to be really speaking to that group of people. What are the phrases they use? So empathy, creativity, courage. Marketing is about putting yourself out there. And this is where we see that it's not just a theory, it's like embodied skills. Like, can you be seen? Can you take up space? Can you speak with authority? Yeah. Can you be open to your customers? I mean, there's a whole bunch of embodied skills there. And often the people that I see who are struggling with marketing, they're lacking those embodiment skills. So it's not that they don't have a good product, a good service. It's not that they don't know their market. It's that they're lacking that confidence. They're lacking that ability to be seen, to take up space, or they're overly perfectionists. They're trying to get everything perfect rather than just putting it out there. They're feeling too scared, not brave enough to actually, the passion they have isn't coming across. So the embodied part of this is absolutely vital. And obviously, if you're an EFC student, you know ways to work with this. Other useful models from EFC, centering. I mean, like sales or asking for a price, this can be scary. Centering definitely helps. And for elements, so, customers, how do different customers buy based on their level of development or their element, So if I was selling EFC to someone who was an earthy person, I'd tell them about the structure and the systems and how the course manager runs everything really well. As opposed to, say, an airy person, I'd sort of talk about the variety and the novelty and the fun. And I'm not lying in either case, but I'm speaking to their values, I'm speaking to their typology. Fire might be, here's what you're going to get, and water might be much more about the relationships and the care. And all of those are features of EFC. Same with levels of development. So look at the levels of development video for some ideas on that. Okay, so lots more I could say about marketing. I think there's a few things there, and we're going to actually look at this on the module. This is a good few hours of the last module. And it's something also with mentoring. When I mentor people, this is one of the main things I help them with. In many ways, I'd say it takes a year to learn the content of EFC, and it takes 1 or 2 years to learn to sell it. That's what I would say about it takes a bit of time. and to try things out, to experiment, to prototype things, get that confidence. You know, that takes a little bit more time, which is why I often mentor people on this after EFC. But the basics actually are fairly simple. The what, the who, the where, the reframing of it, the trust funnel, that's the basics of marketing. So, so one more piece here is your relationship to money. So most people have some stuff around money, some embodied response to money. We'll do some exercises on this. You can look at my purpose black belt videos as well, which we did a whole load of stuff on money, on different aspects of marketing. If you want more details, just put in purpose black belt to YouTube and a whole list will come up. There's money mindfulness exercises, money mindset exercises, archetypes around money, relationship to money, noticing your bodily responses, of course, when you, I don't know, take cash out or pay some money to someone. So there's a lot of work you can do on money mindset and embodiment as well. Obviously that goes with it. So that's all out there. So yeah, they're the pieces to look at. And as I said, this can be fairly simple stuff, things like the who, what, where, the funnel, the reframe. Just the reframe alone is going to really help you actually. That tends to sort of orientate people naturally towards doing it because they want to do it, because they see the beauty of it. So I hope this has been useful for you, and do ask questions about this. If you're on EFC, we're going to have more time to investigate this.